Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic Monday, wherever we are around the world. Hopefully, everyone's all good and all well. Of course, this is kind of a special Liverpool episode. Of course, it is transfer deadline day. In what is a weird deadline, of course, with it being the 3rd of February. Normally, we're speaking, of course, towards the end of January. But look, at the end of the day, are Liverpool doing anything in the closing hours of the window? No, that's the that's the sad point about it. The sad point of the whole window, really, that Liverpool haven't really done anything on the surface of it. It doesn't look like we've done anything. Of course, with no players being brought in, no contracts signed and renewed, and that's the main problem and the worry of it anyway. But look, we're here tonight, of course, to talk about the outgoings. There has been a few, or it looks like there will be a few for Liverpool anyway, at least in terms of, again, obviously, as the title and the thumbnail does say, of course, we'll be speaking about Tyler Morton. Looks like, again, there's been a development in terms of the potential move to Middlesbrough. And Jaydan Dan's, obviously, they're looking like he's going to be going to Sunderland as well before the deadline does close as well, which we'll talk about in tonight's episode anyway. But if you are new, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. As always, of course, if you are new, then please do hit the like button and hit the share button as well, because it helps the channel out, as of course you guys know. Anyway, but we're gonna kick things off straight away. Of course, speaking about Tyler Morton, of course the news did break a few hours ago with Tyler Morton and Middlesbrough, of course, to Paul Joyce coming out and saying that Middlesbrough have shown interest in Tyler Morton, the Liverpool midfielder. Any fee could be significantly above 10 million, depending on the bonuses and add-ons. Morton, who was wanted by Bayer Leverkusen last summer, is keen for more regular football. The two clubs have a good relationship given the success of Ben Doak's loan move from Anfield, one to watch in the coming hours. Of course, that was what he had to say a few hours ago in terms of the development. Of course, now 10 million. Now, that also saying that, mind, that post did also get edited by Paul Joyce, because the original post said that Middlesbrough had put a 10 million plus add-ons bid in, and of course that was edited to then change to saying, again, they've shown interest of course, in Tyler Morton in aspect of things anyway. But he has come out as well and added to that as well in terms of that quote that he come out with, saying in this, again, retweet, saying Middlesbrough have not come close to matching the valuation, so Morton will not be heading there now as well. So Tyler Morton's staying at Liverpool, it looks like, for at least tonight anyway, which again is a shame for Tyler Morton in some sense, because again, he hasn't gained any match time. You would think, obviously, might feature probably for Liverpool. Excuse me, against Plymouth, maybe, of course, on the weekend. I don't think he's going to feature at all, of course, for us in the League Cup semi-final against Spurs. I'd very much doubt that he's going to be a part of that. But again, we could be surprised with Arne Slot's selection. But still, I think Liverpool have kind of put themselves into a corner a little bit where we didn't let him go. I believe it was on deadline day, wasn't it, in the summer, where Bayer Leverkusen wanted him, and they were very, very strong in their interest with him. And I think if we had allowed him to go on loan to Bayer Leverkusen in the summer, we could be speaking of around 30 million plus for him. Obviously, the valuation of 10 million pounds, I don't think was ever going to be realistic for Tyler Morton, considering, again, Liverpool value him at least above 20 million pounds, or in that frame of mind. Potentially, of course, if there were signs that Middlesbrough were going to, of course, gain promotion or get automatic promotion, I think that's a different aspect of things then, where they probably could or probably would, again, initially take him on loan with an obligation to buy for 20-30 million pounds if they got into the Premier League. I think that would be safe for Liverpool. But of course, where they currently are in the Championship, and currently where Liverpool are as well, again, Tyler Morton is a very, very good player. Could easily get 20-30 million for him if he was more available on the market. But Liverpool have kind of put themselves in that bracket where he's not, he's not a first team player. He's, not even a squad player barely. But he should be. Tyler Morton should be getting a lot more minutes than what he has done this season. Obviously, he's played in the Champions League. He's played in the League Cup. He will obviously most likely will play in the FA Cup as well when called upon. But I think Arne Slot has been very vocal that James McConnell might be above Tyler Morton now in the pecking order, because James McConnell straight away, when they played obviously the PSV game, he was very, very quick to quickly go, no, he's not going to go anyway. He's not leaving Liverpool this season, or at least this January. We'll see where other players are, and at the moment, the only player that it looks like who's going to be leaving at the moment is Jaydan Dance. There's nothing more in terms of me recording this anyway. There's no there's no inkling that anybody else is going to leave Liverpool as of things right now. Anyway, but again, we could be wrong. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts, of course, in the comments down below. Because I think, look, Tyler Morton should be getting first team football. For me, I would love him to get first team football more often, because I think he is a really good player. But again, at the moment, he's not getting that for the Reds. And I think he needs to get more first team football because, again, last season at Hull, we saw the player that he was for Hull, and obviously all of the accolades that he was getting in terms of the data and in terms of, again, a lot of people singing his praises, I think, at Hull. I think this season, obviously Arne Slot wanted to keep him at the football club and wanted to assess where he was in terms of the pecking order in the number 6 position. At the start of the season, there was probably a conversation of, is Tyler Morton probably the backup towards Ryan Gravenberch, because, Wataru Endo didn't really suit Arne Slot's plans in that sense. He wasn't the number 6 that he really wanted. But it's kind of now flipped on that sense where, now Wataru Endo is probably the number 2. I think everybody considers him the number 2 for the 6. You've then got, like I said, James McConnell's done a very good job. I also think, there's been other players that have done pretty good jobs in that position. Maka as well has also been asked to play there as well. So in terms of the competition, the number 6 position is actually quite strong. And unfortunately, Tyler Morton hasn't been given game time. And of course, just judging from his loan last season, with Jurgen Klopp, again, he wants first team football. He wants to be playing football. And that's understandable, for a 21, 22-year-old. Again, that is fully understandable. But by the looks of it now, he's not going to be leaving anyway, which I think is a shame, to be fair. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. But evening hero, if you're doing well. Just woke up, had food. Sauna and fell asleep as well. You don't miss much, to be fair, hero. Again, like there's completely no news for transfers, for today. I thought, what, we'll talk about Dan's and we'll talk about Tyler Morton, but there is literally nothing else. In terms of Liverpool transfers, there is nothing. And I've said this for the last week, that Liverpool are not going to be getting anywhere in terms of bringing anybody in, not being able to, we're not going to spend big now. Supposedly, Liverpool are going to be very busy in the summer window, according to Romano anyway, that Liverpool are putting everything in place for the summer. So I'd be very intrigued to know what that is, at least anyway. But look, I think the summer window is going to be the one where, it is going to be hectic, maybe with who signs and who doesn't sign. And, I think what Liverpool may end up changing for Arne Slot, to get more of his team across. But of course, we'll have to wait and see, won't we, for the summer window, at least anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts on Tyler Morton, because I think it's a very interesting one where, again, I would have liked him to get more first team football, for me at least anyway. But yeah, I suspect the same, very busy in the summer. Yeah, 100% agree. I think we were to look at it right now, I think left back is a clear indication. I think centre half as well. I think Konza, I think, will leave Liverpool on loan. I think that would be the best for the summer. I think it's quite clear that Arne Slot isn't fully convinced by him. But I think that's a safe assumption. You've got, like I said, left back. I think at least one left back will leave in the summer. You've then got, the midfield. I think we need to probably add, obviously, a backup for Gravenberch, or, get the number 6 that Liverpool want. And then the striker position, I think, is the main one. Obviously, if Mo doesn't sign, then we need to go and find a right forward. But at the moment, if Mo does sign and if Van Dijk does sign as well, I think, potentially a new striker at the football club might be a very interesting topic, at least anyway. But speaking of strikers anyway, of course, Jaydan Dan's looking like he's going to go to Sunderland before the window does close. Now, James Pearce of The Athletic did report suggesting that Liverpool, again, Jaydan Dan to sign a new contract with Liverpool before completing a loan move to Sunderland. Reward for the teenage striker in impressive development over the past 12 months, which is great news. It's considering that he's going to get a new contract, which is great. And of course, that's sealed and done. Of course, they haven't confirmed the signing of Jaydan Dan's, at least anyway, as of yet. But I do probably suspect it will be done before 11 o'clock because, again, I think Sunderland are playing right now in the Championship. So, again, they'll probably get announced straight after the game, to be fair. But I think it's a great move for Jaydan. I really do. I think them being 4th in the Championship right now, I'm actually going to double check that before I do spill any more beans. But again, very high up in the Championship. You'd suspect, Jaydan's going to get a lot of goals for them, considering, again, it's a Sunderland Middlesbrough drawing right now. But, 4th in the Championship. They're only, how many points is that? They are 5 points off automatic promotion right now. Again, that's achievable considering, again, it's the Championship. Things can turn in an instant in the Championship as well. So I do think they could, with the added goals from Jaydan Dan, Sunderland could definitely, add quality to that team. I think we've seen at Liverpool, haven't we, where he's only been given 3 or 4 opportunities in the Liverpool team, and he's taken it, and he's taken it full on. And I do think a move to a top team in the Championship is a great move for him. Like I said earlier in the YouTube show, you look at Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott took an opportunity to go to Blackburn, but had a really, really good season with them and completely, accelerated on. Ben Doak this season has had a really good it's had a really good season for Middlesbrough. Again, you could even look last season, Tyler Morton going to Hull, Fabio Carvalho going to Hull in that sense, in terms of, his 6 months, which got him a move to Brentford. In that aspect of things, of course, I think obviously Jaydan Dan's doesn't want to leave Liverpool, but I think it's great exposure for him, the fact that he can go to the Championship, fully express himself in terms of seeing where his level is in some sense. I think he can definitely cause trouble at the top end of the Championship. And again, it's all about getting him experience, where Liverpool will hope that, again, it's similar to Harvey, where he has now 6 really, really good months and he can just develop even more. And it might even be a question, if Sunderland do go up, the Liverpool loan him to Sunderland for a season. So then he can get regular minutes in the Premier League. That would be another question for of course Liverpool, whether or not they'd want to do that. I'm not so sure because, again, depending on with the strikers, what happens next season, maybe Arne Slot thinks Jaydan Dan's can contribute now. I don't think he can. I think he needs at least another year or two before we see him properly in the first team. But still, if he can get some good minutes in the Championship or get good minutes in the Premier League, that'd be amazing, of course. Anyway, but again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. But Hero saying, can you see a couple of centre backs coming in the summer? I think two. I think will come in. I think a left-sided one, preferably. I do think Hato from Ajax. I think Liverpool should be all over him. I think he can play left back, he can play centre back. You cover two birds with one stone in that sense. And I think for me, another right-sided centre half, just because again, Joe Gomez gets injured, Ibu gets injured now and again. You do need cover. I'd love Liverpool to go and sign Ousmane Diamonde from Sporting. I'd absolutely love that signing, but still, look, you could speak about many centre backs in the Portuguese league. But look, at the end of the day, that's just who I would like us to go and sign. Anyway, but look, we'd have to wait and see. Hopefully, Liverpool do surprise us in the summer, and we actually address the areas where we need addressing. But look, we've been here before where we've heard similar stories, haven't we? Hero, you've heard them, I've heard them, where Liverpool have gone on to say, oh yeah, we've got some sort of war chest, or we've got some sort of idea who Liverpool are going to go and sign, and then we end up in the summer, it's the same old crap again, where we're just monitoring this guy, we're doing this, we're interested in this player. Like again, you could play the clip where everyone says like the words to be linked with players, and that's realistically where Liverpool could be. But again, it depends on contracts. What you end up doing. Liverpool could. I think at the moment we have a plan A and we have a plan B. The plan A is everybody signs new contracts. The plan B is nobody signs contracts. And now that's going to be the worrying tell, of course, for the entire season. But look, at the end of the day, Liverpool need to do some sort of business where, look, we need to just, because again, I think Liverpool are going to win the Premier League title, but I want us to make sure that we are competitive for the long run. We're not. Like Arne Slot said that we're working on signings behind the scenes to make sure we can compete on all levels going for the future, and that's what I want. I want Liverpool to be can sign players that are for now and for the next 5 to 10 years. But that's the dream. But again, who those players are, I do not know. But Hira says, no, they will spend when it needs to be. We could be here next season laughing at what is happening now. True. I'm actually surprised we've not seen more of a meltdown, if that makes sense. Considering Liverpool haven't signed anyone. Maybe if Liverpool were like third or fourth, then maybe the meltdown would be a bit more, considering the fact we've not signed an out-and-out six, even though Gravenberch has done amazing this season, and he has done, he's one of Liverpool's best players, but we haven't gone out and signed a main six. We haven't done, no business at the minute in terms of contracts and other bits and pieces that need to be sorted with the squad. But because Liverpool are top and, winning everything at the minute, no one's really saying anything about it. So when you actually consider that, it's a bit like, we need to talk about it, realistically. But Hero says the long run doesn't include the older guys. Everyone's time comes to an end. It's how you prepare for that eventually. Yeah, exactly. And Liverpool for me, if Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent were to all leave now, it would be catastrophic for Liverpool, because we are not prepared. And I think out of them all, I think Trent is the one where you can replace Trent. Again, his passing ability and everything else, you can replace it in some sense with another right back. But Van Dijk, you can't. Virgil van Dijk is the best centre back in world football. Trent's the best right back in world football. But you can have another world class right back at your football club. With Van Dijk, he's doing such an unbelievable job at his age as well. The fact he's 33, going on 34. Look, 3 years contract, you could easily give to Virgil van Dijk. But then it's also, you need to be prepared for, like you say, Hero, in terms of the long run, you need to be prepared in terms of having a Van Dijk replacement. Like, for me, I'd love us to go and sign Diamonde. Diamonde's what, 20, 21? You could easily go and, sign him. Could be the next, big centre-half for Liverpool. But the thing is, excuse me, the thing is, at the minute, Liverpool, we're not prepared. Salah as well. Mo, if Mo was to leave, you genuinely would have to ask yourself, like, where did the goals come? Where did the assists come? Like, at the minute, Liverpool can't answer for that, because you then need Gakpo, Diaz, Nunez, Jota, all to step up, where Mo Salah, he's got over 40 goal involvements this season alone. And we're just in February, and that has to be shared around the rest of the team, which, again, can they do that? Probably not. And that's something they have not prepared for. That does need to be prepared for, at least anyway. But look, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Anyway, to be fair, I think Liverpool will get things ready and sorted for the summer. I think, look, I'm still feeling optimistic with the contracts, because for me, I do still think all three re-sign, but it's like 51-49 right now, between that, because I still think Salah will re-sign. I think Van Dijk will re-sign. It's Trent. Trent is the one that, for me, I look at it and I go, Liverpool, what are we doing with Trent? Because at the moment, sorry, chap, my nose is actually itching. At the moment, nothing is indicating that that Trent's going to re-sign. Nothing. Mo's obviously come out and said, Van Dijk has come out and said, but Trent, not a single word from him. And now, supposedly, Romano, I think, was speaking on his transfer live thing today. And he was saying, now Real Madrid are now going to push for the summer to get him signed. And you go like that and you think, why haven't we got anybody's done yet? We are, what is it, the 3rd of February, and there's still no new contracts done. And it's not even just the big three. It's Kanate, it's other players as well that supposedly being meant to be getting new contracts. They've not accepted any contract. So at the moment, it's kind of the question of what are we doing? What are we playing at? Because if we were to lose Salah and Van Dijk, it would be catastrophic. We would genuinely be in a top 4 race next season. We wouldn't be anywhere near a title race. We'd be top 4 at the push, next season without them too. And at the moment, I think Liverpool, we got a video coming out about it probably tomorrow. Liverpool, for me, have the best midfield in the Prem right now. So, we've got the best midfield. At the moment, you've got the best centre-back pairing. You've got one of, if not the best attackers in world football in Mo Salah. You need to add on that. You can't let that go, because as soon as you let that go, there's no catching up to it. There's no, you drop off so far, you're letting then other people come back in, like City, Arsenal, for example. They'll leapfrog you and they'll keep up there. Something we were so good at even a few years ago, where look at our front three with Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino, and Mo Salah. All right, you'd have that front three, but then you'd have a Divock Origi, you'd have a Jota, you'd have a Minamino there as well. The drop-off, it was a bit of a drop-off, but it wasn't huge. But Liverpool, even now, you look throughout the squad, if we were to let go of Van Dijk, there's nobody in the squad that can replace Van Dijk. Ibu is his own person. He's playing on the right-hand side. But we've got nobody who can be that, backup. And City have had it in the past where they've had player after player. You look on their bench and you go, wow, they've got, 400-500 million on the bench. Of course, Liverpool can't do that, but the quality level needs to be there. I think that's just an overall thing for the squad, is that's what we need to do. But look, that's just my opinion. To be fair, but is Mo the same apart from his finishing though? Has he got better with decision making? I think he's become more efficient, which comes with experience. I think Mo has become a better player this season because he's been asked to play a different role, isn't he? He's not playing, that inside forwards, just finishing, the chances, for example. Mo Salah this season is creating a lot more, is being decisive, being a part of the build-up. Like, again, Mo Salah is, the finishing point for Liverpool, if that makes sense. He either creates that final chance or he finishes the final chance, where, he's in such a good position all the time. And that comes down to Arne Slot. He's playing a different style to what he's been playing under Jurgen Klopp, but it's effective. He's got, what is he? He's got 40 goal involvements this season, Mo Salah. And again, are we saying this year's his best ever season? Like, I think he's got to be up there for sure. Look, probably the first season when he came in 17-18, that was probably, officially his best ever season. The 21-22 season, he's probably the best player in the world at one point in that season. But yeah, looking at it now, with 33 appearances, 25 goals, 17 assists, like, that's outrageous for someone who is 33, and supposedly done in that aspect of things. Where people were like, oh yeah, no, he's done. He's not. This is Mo Salah now. He's finished at the start of the season. And he's completely blown everyone away. And even looking at it though, like since joining Liverpool, his lowest goal tally in a single season was the 1920 season, when he got 23 goals in all competitions. Like, apart from that, like, I'm going to read it off. He got 44 league goals in his first season, then 27, 23, 31, 31, 30, 25 last season, and then 25 already this season. Like, he's got the same amount of goals this season already than what he did last season. Like, that is showing the levels Mo Salah's proving on. And we can't let that go. We absolutely can't let that go. But all three probably want a new experience. Been a few tough years chasing City. Those guys seem to have finally dropped off. Who are you on about? Hero? What the main three? I disagree with that. I don't think any of them. I think, again, Salah and Van Dijk want to stay. Trent is the only one that, for me, when you talk about, wants an experience, maybe that's Trent. With Jude Bellingham in his year, that's the one thing I disagree with slightly with you. That, again, I don't think any of them want to leave. Well, I don't think at least Salah and Van Dijk want to leave. I think them two want to stay, and I think Trent wants to go. If I was to be honest, anyway, but we don't have a centre back that can match Virgil's availability. Never mind his level of performance and consistency. Yeah, absolutely agree. Damo as well. Hope you do well, mate. And yeah, no, 100%. Like, but that's the thing. Like, Liverpool, that's us for not, getting the right player for that. Because you again, I could say a centre back, like I said, Diamonde. I'd love Liverpool to sign Diamonde, but Liverpool probably have a centre back in mind that can match Van Dijk in that sense. Or like statistically can match Van Dijk, but again, they need to act on that. But look, will they do it? Who knows? Big up John as well, saying, hi Con, do you think we sign the players in the summer? We need to compete, or FSG will let the fans down again? I'm just going to say wait and see. Romano today saying that Liverpool are going to be very busy in the summer. I'd say, look, that could be the case, and I hope it's the case, but we've been there before, where Liverpool supposedly have had a war chest in in a certain summer, and Liverpool is supposed to do this and that. And look, we've been disappointed before, so I'd say take it with a huge pinch of salt. That's what I would do anyway. At least for you guys anyway. But look, I am going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Big thank you for everyone for tuning in to tonight's show, of course. Like I said, Jaydan Dance is going to go to Sunderland on loan. That is done. That is dusted by the looks of things. Tyler Morton isn't going anywhere now by the looks of things either. It looks like he will be staying at Liverpool now for the rest of the season. And then, of course, they're going to be looking probably at a permanent move away in the summer transfer window anyway. But, of course, obviously the valuation seems to be more £30 million for the Reds anyway, more than 15 that was spoken about with the add-on situation anyway. But before we do shoot off, anyway, big up Damo as well. Hero says City dropped off. Players wanting new challenge. Oh, right, okay. I thought you meant Liverpool. That's my fault. Anyway, but no, like the thing is though with City, like obviously they've just signed. Is it Gonzalez from Porto? Decent signing. I don't think it sets the world on fire, but I think Man City need a proper. I don't think Man City are going to be the team that they have been even next season. I think they need a proper rebuild. Like goalkeeper, they need a new one. Centre halves, I know they've just bought a couple, but still, you look at Akanji yesterday, he was awful. Right back, they're going to need new one of them. They got Gavardiol, centre mids, they're fine when Rodri's back. But I do think they are missing just a proper winger. Doku's not really pushed on. Grealish is awful. Haaland isn't Haaland that we've known over the last few years. It's kind of even found out a little bit. Getting marked up by Gabriel and Saliba will probably be the same when we play them at the Etihad with Kanate and Van Dijk. I think Virgil, every time I think Haaland's played Virgil, it's been very close with them two. But Virgil, I think, has outdone him, I think, every time. But even still, look, Liverpool... this is what I'm on about, where Liverpool need to capitalise in the market, for example, where I don't think City are going to be City for a while now. I don't think Pep... I think Pep will stay at City to just kind of do what Jurgen did in terms of putting them on the pedestal to push on, and be able to, compete again and win Premier League titles. But I do think Man City are under a rebuild right now. And people go, oh, well, next season they'll have Rodri back, they'll have this player back, they'll have that player. Sure, they will do. But nobody knows what version of Rodri is going to come back. We can all imagine, it's Rodri, the Ballon d'Or winner, this, that, and the other. But ACLs are a very, very tough injury to come back from. Van Dijk did it, tremendously. And there's not enough really spoke about that with Van Dijk's knee. But Rodri could come back and be a completely different player. You never know. And that's the thing. City will have to be prepared for that. And I don't know yet what Man City we're going to see next season. But this is where I'm on about with Liverpool, where we need to keep up and in terms of keeping the level up, because again Arsenal will do the same. If Arsenal were to go out and buy Alexander Isak for £120 million, that's an extra quality for them that might push them to win a Premier League title. But again, that's just my opinion on it anyway. But let me know your guys' thoughts, of course, on everything that we've mentioned tonight anyway. Make sure you do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, of course, and of course, please, whatever you do, hit the share button as well. Get as many Reds in you as possible on our road to 2K. It's a slow grind, but still, I do enjoy it. But still, hopefully you guys enjoy the content at least anyway. But like I said, tomorrow we'll be live again. Might be at 8 o'clock, maybe a bit earlier tomorrow, at least anyway. So make sure you are tuned in to the show anyway. But until next time, guys, that is going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the COP Council. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.